Welcome to White Door Tarot, where the reader is bubbly, but the readings can get dark. So today I am going to be doing just a general reading for everyone. I'm going to do a 3-card pull. 3-card pull check-in. How about that? Yeah, Pendulum says yes. Do we have a keyword for the day? You. And I. T. Y. Unity. We got unity. All right. For the general collective, 1. That's where you want to split? Okay. 2, 3. And we've got the Tower. Okay. Page of Pentacles. The Magician. The Magician. Page of Pentacles to the Tower. All right. Flip side of this. 4 of Swords in the reverse for the Magician. 9 of Cups for the Page of Pentacles. The Emperor in the Tower. Okay. Emperor in reverse. Got it. So, the Magician and the flip side energy being the 4 of Swords in the reverse, it feels like, okay, in all of the Zodiac readings that I've been doing, here's the general trend that I've been seeing summed up. For the month of September, we went from having our Tower moments, leaving things behind, letting go of our default settings, I guess, and trying to grow the opposite characteristics of ourselves. As in, for example, Taurus learning to let go, Aries learning to let go of ego, Libra learning to go deeper rather than stay superficial. And after that, I started to see for the month of October and near the general check-ins, like end of September-ish time frame, I started seeing people reevaluating what it is that their hearts want, like tapping more into their heart and figuring out what it is that they want deep down. And then closer to the October time frame, I started to see people in the 7 of Pentacles energy, as in what is it that I want to invest in? You know, like taking what we now know we want and then deciding how we're going to apply our tangible energy to that. The Magician with the 4 of Swords reversed is telling me that there is a section of the collective that kind of went, okay, after a period of contemplation, this is what I want. This is what I want to manifest in my life. But kind of missed the mark. And with the Page of Pentacles, with the 9 of Cups, this is almost like, okay, I'm happy with my decision. I'm content with where I'm at. Now I'm going to go try for this last thing. But this feels mismatched to me because we're going from Cups to Pentacles. Instead of going for the 10th cup towards emotional fulfillment, we're going for the Page of Pentacles. Pentacles is about material. Pentacles is like job, something tangible, money, house, new car, new partner even. You know, I know that would more fit into the cups, but in this case, it feels like something external to ourselves. Whereas what we're missing is that one last piece that is internal. The Tower, the Emperor in the reverse. The Emperor in the reverse talks to me about ego. And the Tower is about foundational shakeups. Let's just pull out an example here. Okay, so let's say that you have a good job, you have your own house, mortgage is paid off, you have car also paid off, you're in a pretty good, place in your life materially. And you're like, you know what? The only thing that's missing in my life, the Magician, the thing that I want to manifest is love. I want a good partner. I want a new partner, And you're in the Nine of Cups. You're like, yeah, I got it going on. I have all of these things in my life. I have stuff, I'm happy with myself. Sure, whatever. And then you're like, so what I need to do is I need to get on a dating app and I need to go meet people. So you start going to meet people, but you missed something in the Nine of Cups. Your 10th cup is not necessarily a person. Your 10th cup is the last piece to your puzzle, as in, okay, like if we're really honest with ourselves, let's say that I did meet someone and they are a really good person, they are a good partner, but I still have issues with vulnerability. So if I meet this partner, this Tower is where you meet this partner and those issues with vulnerability end up causing problems in that new relationship. I say that because the Emperor in reverse is again about ego. There's that one last cup that your ego is shielding you from, that you have yet to address, but you're trying to turn outward for that last cup. But that last cup isn't there. You're in the wrong lane. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Okay. So basically what this general check-in is telling me is, I know you've been through a period of time where you had to reevaluate your life and be really honest with yourself, but be honester with yourself, because there's still something that you haven't addressed yet within yourself. The problem isn't outside of yourself, it's still within yourself. So look at that, because otherwise, any attempt at a Page of Pentacles is just going to wind you back up at the Tower. Because right now, the universe is taking no one's shit. That's where we're at right now. The universe is taking no one's shit. The universe is like, nope, try again. And that's going to keep happening until we figure it out. But that's just for a small number of you. All right, 3-card pull for all zodiac signs. And we're going to go quick on this one. We're going to be quick. We're going to be fast. Zoom, zoom. All right, Aries. 1, 2, and 3. The Empress. 2 of Swords. And the 10 of Swords. All right, Aries. Some of you experienced an ending. Dramatic ending. And the Empress feels like what you lost in this ending. 2 of Swords standing in between them, though, is the blindfold card. That's something that you don't want to look at. So again, we were just talking about it in the general collective pull. There's something about this ending that you have yet to see, and the answer is inside yourself. All right, screw it. Let's pull a clarifier. There we are. The Devil. Yep, there we go. So there's something in your energy that is, this is self-limiting beliefs. This is shame. This is obsession. This is control. This is something that is like deeply ingrained into your psyche that caused this ending that maybe you don't know how to address. I also don't know why I feel compelled to say it's easier being the victim than it is to be the bad guy. And that's exactly why a lot of people cope with things by making themselves out to be the victim, because it's easier to say something bad was done to me than to admit I did something bad. You need to forgive yourself, because you don't have to stay in that self-imposed prison forever. You can forgive yourself and move on from your mistakes, but you first have to admit them to yourself in order for you to move on, because you still deserve happiness. That's the part that you might be missing, is that you still deserve happiness. Doesn't matter what you did. If you reflect on it and you genuinely grow from it, and you figure out that your maladaptive coping mechanisms come out as toxicity, but it doesn't make you a bad person. It just means that you're wounded in your own ways, and they're just coming out sideways. These things, they didn't come from malice. What you did didn't come from malice. It came from wounding. And it's okay to admit that you did something bad, but also don't forget to accept that it doesn't mean that you are bad. It means that you need to heal and forgive yourself and try to do better next time. That's the best that any of us can do. This came from wounding, not malice, So even if you feel like you messed up, even if you feel like it's your fault, and whether or not you admit that to yourself, deep down, you feel it. You feel blame on yourself. You feel shame. You feel guilt. Forgive yourself and move on. It's okay to move on. It's okay to be happy, because you still deserve happiness, and you can't attain that happiness until you believe that you deserve it. And it's harder to do when you were the bad guy in the situation, but that doesn't mean that you're doomed to a life of self-loathing forever, or that doesn't mean that you have to be, because the devil is what binds us. The devil is our self-imposed prison. You can release yourself whenever you're ready. You don't have to live with that forever. Whatever it was that you did, you don't have to live with it forever. You still deserve happiness. You still deserve to heal, and you still deserve to be loved. Don't know who needed to hear that, but that's the message for Aries. All right, let's go. Keep going. Taurus. Oh, Hierophant. Cool. Taurus is showing up as Taurus. Don't know what that one was because it came down face down. Nope, not taking that. Okay. Let him fly. Let him fly. They said let him fly. There we go. Ooh, Ten of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Son of Pentacles. Taurus, it feels like you have been playing it small. You've been playing it small, and that's exactly the thing that's been holding you back. Through this eclipse season, which ends sometime around the beginning of October, I believe. It was between August and around October, I think. Through this eclipse season, you have become bigger, badder, stronger, and you have become more clear on what it is that you want to build in your life. And in order for you to do that, you have to embody the bigger and badder. You have to no longer be afraid to flex your muscles. Because the Son of Pentacles is someone that stays humble, someone that stays behind the curtain, someone that, helps out from the background but doesn't want to take charge. Right now, you are being called out to the spotlight, and it's uncomfortable and it's scary. Trust me. I'm a Taurus, and I started this YouTube channel, and I hate cameras. I freaking hate cameras. I never liked people taking pictures of me, but here I am. I put myself in the spotlight, even though I'm afraid to do so, because putting yourself on the internet opens you up to all kinds of ridicule. But this is my gift. Divination is my gift. And in order for me to put it out there beyond my local community, I have to turn to the internet. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting here. Is you've been playing small, now it's time to go big. You're with the big dogs now. You're in the big league now. And that's how you get to your 10 of Pentacles. There's something that you have built. There is something that you have mastered, because Hierophant is about higher wisdom, deeper knowledge. And the Hierophant is a spiritual leader. That's the thing. They are a spiritual leader. But even if it's not in the realm of spirituality, there is something that you have to take the lead on. You have to take charge of. You have to step out into the spotlight for, in order to materialize it. Do it. Any clarifiers? Whoa. No. No. Oh. Yeah. 5 of Cups. That's about the well running dry. The well that you keep going to for comfort is dry. It's dry. That's not where it's at anymore. You're in the big leagues now. So change is uncomfortable, especially for us fixed earth signs, but it'll be worth it. It will be worth it, because you can't keep going to the same watering hole that's dried out. You're building the ocean now, not a pond, not a small pond. You are building the ocean now. You are digging out your whole new watering hole that's meant to nourish everyone. You're building something big. You just got to step out and do it. All right. Gemini. What do we got for the Geminis? Seven of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Whoa. And the Son of Wands. All right. So, Gemini, it looks like from going from a period of... This feels like you're going from a period of recovering from something into an aha, eureka, enlightenment moment. That's what this feels like in one card wrapped into one. It's like you're re-emerging from the dark and you had an epiphany while you were in there. Ace of Pentacles, Son of Wands, this is about initiating something tangible, initiating a passion project. So what this feels like to me is you're starting something new. How's this going to turn out? Or should we even be asking that question? Any more clarifiers? Let's go with that. The Fool. Yep. Initiating something new, taking a leap of faith. This is just a general check-in, so I'm not going to go into the whole storyline of this, but it looks like this is... It just hit me how we go from Wand, Pentacles, Wand. It's almost like your passion is what brought you back out of the dark, and you're putting your good sense into making it a tangible material venture, still led by that passion that you found in the dark. That's what this feels like. It's something that you're really passionate about, something that you genuinely care about, that you're going to be bringing into the material world. Yep. You're starting something new after a period of darkness. The Fool. There we go. All right. Who's next? Gemini, Cancer. What do we got for Cancer? Oh, that was quick. Okay, the Lovers, 9 of Cups, and the 6 of Wands. I tend to try to stay away from love readings and whatnots, but this really does feel like a love reading. So this feels like... Actually, you know what? This came out in your last general check-in too. 9 of Cups is about being happy within yourself. The Lovers is about divine union. 6 of Wands is about re-emerging from the dark. It's about renewal. And what this is telling me is that you were in a period of darkness. You came out of the dark. You're starting to build your own happiness. You're starting to build a life that you are content with, standing in alone if need be. And it is precisely that energy where you're like, I'm not looking for anyone. I'm not looking. But if I find someone that I like specifically, not because I'm looking for a partner in general, but because I like them specifically, that's how you meet your divine counterpart. Yep. So, Cancerians, it looks like you are for a lack of a non-cliche way of saying this, you're working on yourself. You're focused on yourself. And that is exactly what is going to bring you someone new. Someone that is better suited for you. It's almost like if you want to manifest an equal, then become equal to what you want in your life. That's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from this. All right, moving on to Leo. Leo also gets the Empress, the Two of Swords. Similar to Aries, some of you might... Oh, there we go. Ooh, interesting. They have a different turnout, though. Okay, so Leo, the Empress, the Two of Swords, the Two of Cups. I see. So the Empress, in this case, is coming out as a sovereign woman. Someone that is all of the queens rolled into one. Someone that is content and full and happy with herself. Two of Swords is about stuckness, indecision, stalemates, putting the blindfold on. And then we got the Two of Cups, and that's about union. That's about relationships, right? Like let's it can mean different things depending on how you're reading it, but in this case, relationship. And the way that these cards came out with the Empress, Two of Swords, and then the Two of Cups, it's almost like you're trying to decide. Do I want to be with someone for the sake of being with someone, or would I rather walk this path alone? Am I better off alone? It's like you're making a decision between solitude and partnership. But what's coming to mind is that there's a little bit something wrong with both. Like if you're completely alone, there's still something missing. When you're in this partnership, though, there is also something missing. Four of Pentacles. Yep. Part of you questions if you're staying in this connection, or if you choose this connection, like you're just trying to preserve something rather than it being something that fulfills you genuinely. I can't tell you which way to go, but it looks like that stalemate is where you are at currently. Okay. Virgo. Okay, we got the Daughter of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, and the Moon. This feels like something that you're trying to start. Daughter of Pentacles, a small beginning. It's like you had an idea. You got an idea about it. You had a eureka aha moment that's going to require you actually to withdraw for a while. So it's almost like, let's say I want to start a soap business. So I started making soap. I have a batch of soaps now. And then I got the idea of, what if I put crystals in it? Give people little goodies to have, from the soaps, like put them in the soaps or whatever. And I had this idea after the fact, like after I already made the batch of soaps. So now I pull back my inventory because it's not exactly how I want it. I had a better idea after I already did it. So now I need to go back to the drawing board and be like, okay, how do I want to roll these out then? Like, do I want to remelt the soaps and then put the crystals in it and then try to bring it this place or sell it there? Or how do I want to do this? So it's almost like a regrouping energy that I'm getting from the Moon. Yeah. And in this case, it felt like it was adamant about being read in the order in which it got placed. It's like, yeah, you already started the thing. You had a better idea. Now you're regrouping. Yeah, that's where you're at. Anything else? Ace of Wands. Yep. You'll come back out. You'll come back out of the Moon, and it's going to be better than you initially planned it. Keep going. You got this. Who's after Virgo? Libra. Okay. So we've got the Emperor, the Seven of Cups, and The Star, Libra. Again, I try to stay away from love readings, even though that's what sells, but this feels like a warning. Not gonna lie, because we have an Emperor here, we have the Star here, but we also have the Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is about illusion. It feels like somebody showed up in your life and you're like, this is everything that I've ever wanted. But there's something about them that you were not seeing clearly. You still got the rose-colored glasses on. So if this is a new situation that you're seeing, we are still kind of near the end of eclipse season. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. Take your time in getting to know them a little bit better, because there is something here that you are not seeing about them that may or may not turn out to be a deal breaker for you. The Emperor of the Star is not all as it seems just yet. So just take a pause. Be mindful about the rose-colored glasses right now. And yeah, be careful. You know what? Actually, do we have a clarifier? Ace of Swords. Yep, sudden truths coming out. Give it a minute. Wait for the Ace of Swords before you decide whether or not you want to move forward with this person. All right. I didn't even ask which zodiac sign yet. So we've got Libra, Scorpio. Okay. Scorpio, Two of Wands, making a decision at a crossroads. Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Cups. Why the Two of Wands then? Okay, this I do need a clarifier for. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So the Two of Wands is about having two paths in front of you and going, which one do I want to go down, right? Four of Pentacles is about holding on to your resources. This makes me feel like you have to pick between a 10 of Pentacles or a 10 of Cups. You don't get the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. You get either the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Cups. And you only have so much to give, whether it be financially or energetically or, time constraints. And you have to choose. Do I want to choose ultimate material happiness, or do I want to choose ultimate emotional fulfillment? I mean, either way isn't wrong, either way isn't bad. It's just a matter of what do you want more. Um yeah, this is one of those you have to choose one or the other kind of things. It doesn't feel like this is like the end of the road. It doesn't really necessarily feel like this is a the end to your story. Like this is going to dictate the future trajectory of the rest of your life kind of thing. It just feels like, which lucky break do you want? So this isn't necessarily a bad thing. All right. So Scorpios are at a crossroads. Interesting. All right. Now we're going for Sagittarius. The World, Father of Cups, and Justice. All right. Well, Sagittarius, it looks like the World. Okay, so the World is about endings and new beginnings. It's about completing a cycle and starting a new one. Father of Cups, Justice. It looks like, I think the Father of Cups actually showed up in your last reading as well, in your October first half reading. So it seems that with Justice being here, there is a legal matter or legal process that's going to have to happen to end a cycle with a Father of Cups. Father of Cups is someone that's in touch with their emotions, someone that is basically a little more on the sentimental side. So take that character as it resonates. But yeah, Justice in the World, this feels like the book is closing. the Magician, because in your next cycle, you are going to get closer to what is best for you, what it is that you want. You know, this is a time of manifestation for the future. New beginnings are part of this cycle as well, not just the endings. And so keep in mind that as painful as this process may get, as emotional as it may feel, try to keep in mind that it is for the greater good, you know, from a bird's eye view perspective. Yeah, that's what I get for you guys. So Sagittarius, and now we've got Capricorn. Son of Wands, Nine of Swords, the Magician. Funny. So I heard with the Son of Wands, I heard passion, and it felt like something that stirs a lot of emotion in you. Along with the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is a very acute anxiety, acute depression. It's a more acute, sharp mental anguish, pain type of deal. With the Magician here, though, this feels more well-rounded, if that makes sense. Like it feels more like a steady way of being, a steady way of happiness. It's a slow growth, you know, because manifestation never works instantly, but it feels more steady than what this was bringing you. So it's almost like you're stepping out of that Nine of Swords energy and starting to stabilize a little better. Oh, we got two. Okay. Yep. We got the Ten of Swords clarifying an ending of this side. And then the Father of Swords, which is about discernment and truth and clarity. So it looks like as you're stepping out of this ending, out of this Nine of Swords energy, from this thing that stirred a lot of emotion from you, you are starting to regain your footing and you're regaining clarity. And that is exactly what is going to help you manifest, because your energy is going to be more steady. All right. Moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius probably doesn't want to talk to me because these last few videos have been consistently me yelling at them. Listen, I don't mince my words when it comes to messages from Spirit, and the cards do not care how you feel. What comes out, comes out. Sorry. Oh, there we go. High Priestess. She came out in your October first half reading as well. You know what? Since we're going to be shuffling probably for forever, I will also go ahead and talk about a little bit about my views with tarot readers in general. Is I know that the readers that give a positive spin on everything are the ones that sell and gain popularity very quickly, because they actually feed the obsession and the dopamine hit cycles that people that tend to gravitate towards tarot readings are addicted to. And that is exactly why they gain popularity so quickly, is because they know that they're feeding that cycle. However, to me, to be quite frank, it is blasphemous to be in this line of work, to channel the messages from Spirit through tarot, and to mince the words of Spirit and use it for material gain is blasphemous. That is my belief on that. And that is why I refuse, no matter how offensive it may seem, no matter how people don't want to hear what they need to hear for the sake of their own growth, no matter how many dislikes I get, no matter how many hate comments I may get, I'm not mincing the words of Spirit, because that is an insult to my integrity as a reader. So anyway, with that being said, last card for Aquarius. All right, now we're talking. Ace of Wands. Nine of Cups. I was trying to do a 3-card pull, but we're going for 5. Yep. This is similar to, whose reading was this? Cancer. This is similar to Cancer almost, where it's like, okay, so you have the High Priestess. This time she means something different. She did show up in your October 1st half reading, but this time she means something different. She means coming from a place of intuition and wholeness is how you get your 10 of Pentacles. Ultimate stability and fulfillment. Ace of Wands is about initiating new action towards your 9 of Cups, which is about emotional fulfillment. And the 9 of Cups is only one step away from your 10 of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment in unity to me. So basically, once you get your material stability in check, once you take the initiative to start working on your personal emotional fulfillment on your own, that is how you get to a divine counterpart. I usually don't read the lovers as divine counterparts. I usually try to stick with the original meaning of the card, which is about choices. It's about decisions. It still kind of is, actually, because when you are emotionally fulfilled with yourself, when you are in a place of the 10 of Pentacles by yourself, when you are solid in who you are as a person and you have your foundation in check, it helps you make better choices. It helps you make better decisions for yourself, because then you're not operating from a place of lack. You're not operating from a place of fear. You're not operating from a place of desperation in I'll take what I can get mode. You're not grasping for straws anymore. You're already good on your own. So once you get to that place, you find your divine counterpart through making better choices. Yep. All right, Aquarius. Not bad. Good, good, good. All right. Who's after Aquarius? Pisces. Wow. Okay. Strength. 6 of Wands. The Fool. Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So when I did your October 1st half reading, we were talking about you cutting something out of your life because it was blatantly inhibiting your growth and what you were trying to build with your own life. It was blocking your blessings, basically. And here I feel clarification of that, because we have the Strength card here operating from a place of strength and not brute force, not it's not strength for the sake of strength. It's strength that comes from the heart. So if you know that this is the right thing to do, as brutal as it may seem, you're doing it with love, whether it be for the other person or yourself, because people forget to take that into account, is that self-love counts as acting from love too. We are just as important as anyone else. So it's okay to make the choices that come from self-love. It's not selfishness. It's just love. Love, whether you direct it to someone else or yourself, it's the same. If you're acting from a place of compassion for yourself, it's the same. It's no different energetically as loving anyone else in your life, or sacrificing for them, or doing good things for them, or whatever. Energetically, it's the same, whether you direct that love to someone else or yourself. And in this case, it feels like you're directing it to yourself. And then we have the 6 of Wands reemerging from the dark. This is about recovery. So it's almost like that choice that you had to make, that thing that you had to cut out. It was difficult, but you're coming out of that. And then we got the Fool and the Ace of Pentacles. So once you eliminate, that's such a harsh word though. Once you eliminate that obstacle, right? Once you get rid of that obstacle, then you can take a leap of faith, propel forward. And that is how you start to finally build something good and tangible for yourself. Ace of Pentacles. Yep. All right, everybody. So that was the 3-card pull for all zodiac signs, just something that I'm trying out. And this is going to apply to, I guess, with the current timeline, sometime through the first half of October. Just a general check-in. All right. If you liked what you saw here today, feel free to like, share, comment to help me out with the algorithm, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you get notified every time I post a video. And I'll see you in the next one.